Man, back again.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Every
man.
episode.
Hey, man. Episode number 10.
Is it? Look
In
at
a,
us,
in a
dude.
row, bro.
Dude,
In a
yeah.
row.
Congratulations.
Thank
man.
you.
I'm enjoying it.
I got, I'm going 10 for 10 today. I said that earlier, and then,
I'm proud of you.
I mean, it's very quite possible I can sabotage it, but I'm going to get ahead of it because I already know.
Right.
So I'm just going home this evening, getting it all taken care of. It'll be going live tomorrow. And I think we got 10 episodes in, so we'll just go ahead and start advertising.
Yeah, right?
Let people know that we
It'll
doing
fade
this.
out. You're good.
How good did Gina look on that press conference?
Yeah.
Look real good.
This looks great.
I didn't watch
Yeah,
it.
my buddy goes, should work. Oh, it's a real, hey, by the way, great press conference.
Oh, really? I haven't watched it yet.
Dude. And they show the other fighters, right? And then, don't get me wrong, Ronda goes off on Dana, goes off on UFC for a minute, and then defends Dana for a bit, but then also attacks the UFC for a good fucking 6 minutes. She gets real aggressive, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
But
it's the
it's
same
Ronda.
thing why she's talking shit about Rogan because she wants the clicks.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
wants people to tune in.
And that's what they were saying. They were like, everybody's like, man, this Ronda's a wild. It's like, oh, y'all must have forgot. That's the deal. Right. She's the Connor of it. She's gonna she's gonna speak her mind. She's gonna say wild shit. It's also really accurate. She's like, oh, hey, check it out. Now they have more money than ever, but they're beholden to the shareholders, and so the fights are less exciting.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go public from private,
right
now
it's
there's
beholden.
a lot of masters to serve because, you got people who are, put in millions and millions of dollars to get this thing profitable because, that's how they get their, return on investment.
Well, also when you figure it out, and she's explained it multiple times, and even Dana kind of defended it, but when you were originally going to be on the White House card, but they couldn't afford you, and now you're part of Netflix, and Jake Paul's new, he
most valuable promotion.
He thinks he's the Dana White though. He, you know what I mean? He's kind of positioning himself as like,
well,
hey, and it's like,
since we're on why are these people fighting again? I mean, like I said,
ching.
Well, yeah,
but also,
I mean, nobody's getting on there because
actually, here's the thing. I'm going to cut you off only because they do. Neither one of those broads need money, and they both start talking about why they're doing it, and it gets real. Nicole was listening to it with me this morning, and I was like, man, this is real different than watching like Sugar Sean and Sean Strickland yell at each other and call each other racist names and get fucking homophobic and all that. Real different, right? Because Gina was like, she's an icon, she's a friend, I love her, and when she brought me into this, she goes, I was like, my heart melted, and then she starts talking about her kids, and then she starts talking about her hard times, and then her weight gain, and then her fucking, losing everything and having to start over, and you're all like, what the fuck? She's like, this isn't about money, this is about me proving to myself that I can, and then Ronda goes over there, she's like, every thought is a joke, it's WWE, this is about me proving that after 3 kids, and I was like, oh, this is a real different press conference than Sugar Sean being like, yeah, motherfucker. It's like, this is real different.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
Right, with your point, but I'm also like,
money.
Fucking Logan Paul just called out like some retired football player. You know what I mean? It's like, dude.
Circus fight. Well, this is what we've been trying to get back to for 3 episodes now. Circus fights, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Pacquiao Mayweather. Hey.
Okay.
Right?
Look,
who's watching it?
I don't think Pacquiao is worried about money, but also I don't know what kind of shit Pacquiao be spending his money on. We know what kind of crazy shit that
Money Man.
Yeah. Money Mayweather is spending his money on, and he's buying all kind of crazy shit.
He's fighting Tyson, and he's fighting Pacquiao, right? But Mayweather doesn't need money that we know of. He might. I don't know. He's got a lot of car leases. He's got a lot of Rolls Royce.
He does.
So he blows that money as much as he makes it,
do you think for a second that if Mike hadn't have blown that $400 million in the late 80s, early 90s, that he'd be fighting a fucking light middleweight on Netflix, for a paycheck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a weird...
This motherfucker was buying BMWs for chicks he just met. He bought a fucking Tiger. He was spending crazy money. Right? And
yes.
you know, he had people around him that were taking advantage of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, that's fine, but like,
yeah, he probably got out of debt with the Jake Paul fight. Now he's like, hey, what can I get to set up a lifestyle that I need?
But
to set up?
well, when we talked about it last time, I don't want to rehash, but I mean, he's got the weed business, he's got all kinds of shit going on. And my point with Logan Paul is he got fucking Prime, he's got WWE, he was one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet at one point.
Right.
He doesn't. I mean, yeah, he's bought some shit because he was young, but he never. I don't feel like he never. Like, look, whatever your opinion on Prime is, it's fucking massive.
Oh, hey, it's massive,
and he owns a big piece of it. Him and that dude KSI. So eventually there will be a sell. They will sell to some kind of international fucking beverage company. Yeah, and they'll make a buttload of money. So like, what's the point? You're 30 years old. You just had a kid. You've been to the fucking heights. You fucking fell to the bottom.
Right.
You fucking worked yourself back up, and now you're a fucking multi-millionaire. You're fucking wearing $5 million fucking Charizard cards, to fucking wrestling matches.
Yes.
Like, I don't see why you need to call somebody out. Like, what are you trying to prove? And now maybe that's a wisdom of a 50-year-old man.
It is.
For sure. Whereas like I don't need to kind of like assert my male dominance on anything anymore. You know what I mean? I get it. I mean, I'm a certain way now. It is what it is.
At some point, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, right? And I like that mentality. With those two boys, it's like, okay, man, it's a lot of kind of it's a lot of the Goldblum. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? And it's a lot of this, like, this is just two Disney YouTube multimillionaires who are like, well, we can. And it's like, okay, man. And yes, Jake Paul can fight for a non-fighter, but he's still not.
How much?
And then Logan, it's like, yeah, man, I know you're jacked and you're doing the WWE and stuff, but what's happening here?
Look, there's no reason why any of those dudes, right? Let's just take it as face value, all right? Logan Paul, first on YouTube, biggest YouTuber, has a setback, right? Climbs back up. He had merchandise, he had all this kind of shit, and then he gets into boxing, and I think Mayweather stiffed his ass on that first fight. But, you live and learn. It's not like he didn't make money off of that fight. Maybe it's not as much as he thought, but he also had all these other irons in the fire. I mean, fucking Jake Paul just made fucking $92 million off of this fucking, Joshua fight. You know what I mean? So what are you fighting for?
And by the way, the reason I liked that, now my hope was that would finally put an end to all this circus shit, because people would be like, oh, because that boy spent the most of that match on his knees. Like, the most part, he was on his knees. It wasn't like he was up there in it. It was like, and he kept laying on him.
Do you even remember who was supposed to fight him?
No.
Right?
No.
Who his original opponent was?
I don't.
Who does?
But that guy mollywopped his ass every round, the whole time. And he's like, oh, man, I really pulled through.
Jake Paul was in the same situation when Mike Tyson got into the ring with Jake Paul.
Right.
Like I said, I keep hashing up other podcasts that we've done about it, but it was not the same Mike Tyson.
No.
But he had already committed, and he was about to get paid.
Right. And
he fucking showed up.
Right.
The same thing with Jake Paul. Jake Paul thought, he had to have.
Right.
Had to think when the first opponent dropped out and Joshua took it, and then it became a thing because now everybody was super into it.
Yeah.
This kid had to know that he had no shot. And that he was going to get fucking laid out.
Because
to his credit, he took a fucking shot and ate it. It broke his jaw, but he remained conscious. So in my book, he got respect for me because, I take that shot. I'm fucking in a coma.
Walking away.
You know what I mean? Yes. Even at fucking 29, I take that shot, I'm in a coma.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure. 100%. Right?
So what's your odds? Who's taking this one? Rousey or Carano? Did we talk about that last time? I talked about,
you were so busy being hot. Yeah.
I was worried about, if you had to choose, but like now if you choose, who's
I don't know.
Who's the winner?
it's funny you say that because today somebody had said they were putting money on somebody, and I was like, hey, it's too early to put money on because I want to see what their training looks like. They both have about 6-week training camp coming up. I want to watch the videos of them training before I say who I think is going to win, right? And I don't even, if I'm being honest, I don't even have a preference because I think they both deserve to win, right? Like, I'm not like, as much as I love Ronda, I love Gina. I watched her first. She blew my mind the first, right? And so I'm like, I have mad respect for both of them. And, dude, I don't know if you've ever seen the Ronda documentary, but, like, if that doesn't inspire you, you fucking...
Yeah, I'm not shitting on her in any fashion. I'm just thinking, it's...
I just don't know.
Like, a part of me just doesn't buy this, like, the whole Rock, I got a little something left in the tank, and I want to get back in there.
And they both have that attitude of like, no, we just want to prove that we can do this and we should do this and we deserve to do this and all this. And it's a really cool press conference.
One would argue that they've already done that.
Yeah, and
you
they
know
both...
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then, what's his name? It's Ariel, I think, does the...
that UFC guy?
Yeah. And he does the thing, and he acknowledges... Hey, you have both been to the mountain, you both dropped off, you both came back, you've both resurrected, you've both had these successful careers in other avenues. What's going on here? And they're both like, nah, heartburn?
Yeah.
But at the same time, because I love them both.
In the basement I got to bring up.
Because I love them both, I don't actually care who wins because they both do deserve to win. Now, when you watch the press conference,
but I really hope we get a great fight, though.
I hope so. That's the one thing I do hope. I hope they don't just go sparring and then it fucking drifts. But
like, I'd have been more impressed with Jake Paul if it was actually a contest. When basically from the time the first bell rung, he was fucking fighting for his life. It was
like that Super Bowl we watched where it's like, what is this? Is this a high school game?
No, yeah.
One team?
I mean, that fight was marginally better than the Super Bowl.
Division One.
Only because, he just... I love how they kept replaying that meme of him fucking smiling before he's about to drop a nuke on fucking Jake Paul. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he danced at one point. It was like, dude, are you dancing before you...
I mean, again, no shade. He took it. He fucking ate it like a champ.
Yes.
But it was never going to go the other way.
No, it was never. There was no other option.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm not a professional boxer, because I don't have that delusion.
Right.
Like, look, what is he fucking 6'8", 260 pounds? What the fuck I do with anything? A lot.
I'm curious about this Ronda Gina thing in the way that, like, I was watching some old clips of both of them, and it's like, when they show up at the press conference, though, you realize, like, Ronda's 4'11" or whatever, and, like, Gina's tall, and you're like, man, this is a slightly... But then you watch her striking, and you're like, Gina can strike, and then you're like, yeah, Ronda's got that one move, though, and if, like... being small, she could wire herself under and then armbar, and this chick's got nothing. So it's kind of this.
Ronda has judo. Ronda has, ground.
Squirrely monkey. You know what I mean?
Gina's a striker. Right. You know what I mean? They're just,
and she's still got the muscle. Like, I saw the biceps. It's like, hey,
I saw.
I
didn't actually watch it, but I kept replaying clips of her like walking in, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, it's a cool fight, but it's the one circus fight I'm cool with. These other two idiots haven't Tyson haven't Mayweather fight anybody.
And I'm not discounting. I feel like it's easier, right? You know what I mean? It's like, how many times do you not learn your lesson that keeps you going back to fucking head trauma in order to get a payday? Yeah. I'm sorry that, maybe you didn't have people in your circle that was kind of like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't buy 7 Phantoms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe you should buy a $20 million diamond-encrusted watch, because it's never going to be more than what you paid for.
No. What's in it for Mayweather? These two fights.
Money? It's got to be.
But only money.
The motherfucker was 50-0. What else do you need to fucking do?
It's like John Jones. That's a whole new fiasco.
Shit.
But Jesus Christ. But the John Jones thing, it's like, hey man, you won.
Yeah.
You're the winningest of all time. Nobody other assholes who debate dumb things like the minutia of it. It's like, no, you're the GOAT. You got it. You won every match ever, and you're the GOAT.
You never turned down any opponent. Went into every fight. Fucking smashed every opponent.
Every single one. You win, right?
Yeah, there's nobody's like, oh, what are we gonna see? John Jones get in the ring with fucking what's his face? No, didn't he already fight the big?
Yes. Yeah, but now it's about something weird's going to happen because he wants out of his contract, and then Jake Paul's like, "Yo, John, I'm here," and it's like, no. Dana was saying you're cooked because
I like the fact that
fake hips now, bro.
Yeah, I like the fact that Jake Paul is just now trying to lure all these people over just to fuck with Dana White. You know what I mean?
Mini Mark Cuban Dana White wannabe is what I'm getting out of it. Where it's like, hey, dude, what are you doing?
Hey, man, take your $100 million.
Go Puerto Rico.
Well, I mean, he just bought like this giant ranch in Georgia,
right?
Like $45 million. What are you doing?
Right.
You retire at 30. Your hot as fuck girlfriend just won a gold medal in speed skating.
Right.
You know, Utah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you go have some kids?
Just go have some kids.
Go have some kids. Take a couple years off. Take a couple years off. Come back with some fucking family fucking content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where you're fucking playing weird games and posting fucking TikToks and making money and everybody's happy. You're not getting CTE because you just took a fucking missile from fucking Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, dude. Go have some beautiful kids, right? You and your right.
Yeah.
Go have
you
some
and your
jacked.
obscenely hot. Mm-hmm. You know, like Dutch or where's she from? Norway, Norwegian, or whatever. The Nordic.
Whatever. Mm-hmm.
It all tracks. Hey man, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I respect you. Right off into the sunset with all that money. You know, don't buy dumb shit no more.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Yes. You got a big ass ranch, sell your house. I mean, keep your house in Puerto Rico. I'm sure it wasn't a line. I'm sure you could keep it.
It didn't cost anything.
You know what I mean? Keep your house in Puerto Rico. Have your ranch in Georgia. Fucking, you know, do shit on the internet. I mean, I don't see why you need to put yourself through all that. I mean, I think the fact that you even survived a couple rounds with fucking Anthony Joshua should be like on your resume.
Yeah, dude, when they're,
you know what I mean?
They're rebuilding your jaw out of metal, you know, it's like
hey, and his brother's over here who's got like this business that is potentially worth hundreds of millions of dollars whenever they sell, and he wants to jump in the ring with a fucking running back.
That's just wow. Another. This came up on another podcast, but it's 100% true. But like, you roll up to any kids event. Right, and I know because I have to go to them. Man, like when you roll up, man, in the old days, you could be like, "Yo, I brought the Kool-Aid jammers," or you're like, "Hey, I brought some Gatorade." You bring Gatorade, they're like, "Hey, what is this shit?
What is this? It's old man piss."
Yeah, you're like, "It's Gatorade." They're like, "Yeah, dude, where's Prime at?"
And I'm like, "Yo, you got an orange,
dude?"
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. And I'm old school. Like, I love the yellow, green Gatorade, right? And then I love cucumber, lemon Gatorade because that's my jam, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
I fucking love it, right? I will buy gallons of that one. That's my favorite.
I'm red, yellow, and orange, brother. Dude, I don't need any other flavors of Gatorade.
I was all yellow.
Red, yellow, orange, bro.
I was yellow until 6 years ago or whenever cucumber lemon dropped. I was like, this is it. This is my... But
you know, we talked about you today at lunch.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'll let you get there.
Because all right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't want to break your stride.
But that Prime shit is so that kids like at the wife's school, right? Her students will be like excited that they find the rare flavor, a new flavor, a celeb drop, a collab, right? But Lincoln doesn't even go to that school, and he knows too. And we'll be at like walking through Walmart, and he's like, "Hold up, Poppy." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "We have to get this one." I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Dude, they're only making 5,000 of these, and there's a worldwide." And I'm like, "All right, man." And he'll buy 5 bottles of that flavor. Like he is primed out. Anyway, what I do at lunch?
No. To add one more point on that. Nobody has ever said that the Paul brothers were not marketers.
That's their bread and butter.
The way they brand things, you know, it worked in YouTube. It's worked in boxing to a degree. Mostly more for Jake. Logan has been more of the kind of like mass, big money, you know, kind of like because buying into a company. Right. You know what I mean? We're creating a company, and then, you know, people started to trash him, and he's doing videos. He's like, "Hey, man, you could come. Mm-hmm. I'll pull a bottle right off the line. You could test it. It's all good." Because I think he's smart enough to know that you can't be pumping out a bunch of shit and then claim a bunch of stuff. I mean, eventually that shit's going to come back to you.
Yeah, the Paul brothers are to marketing what Rob Dyrdek is to time management. It's what he's known for. See,
I don't care any about that.
Dude, I saw his first video. He posted his first time managed video. He's in a suit. He's got a screen behind him, and he's at a desk like he's a talk show host.
Right.
And he's like, time. And I'm like, dear Dick, this is not it. This
leave
ain't
that
it.
alone, dude. You're worth a couple $100 million too.
Walk the fuck away.
What more do you have to do?
I don't understand the not walk away. It's almost like
I have nowhere near that much money, but I still want to walk away every day.
It's just there's so
and
many
not because
times
I want to quit or I don't like my job. It's just like I'm completely okay at some point not doing anything anymore.
Right. I'm not like somebody the other day. Oh, you're still making music. I'm always gonna make music, right? Because that doesn't take. It's a love. It's a need.
Sure.
I've been doing it since I'm 3 years old. I'm 48. It's like this is all I know. This is the thing I've done my whole life. It's because I love it. I live and breathe it. That's different, right? But these people who keep doing a thing, you're all, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't even understand sometimes when you're like, I can understand for the love of the game. Always will understand that. But sometimes you go, hey man, why are you still what are you trying to what is it you think,
especially when you've hit a mark,
right
like you hit a mark, right? Like say you have you create an album, it does unbelievably well, and you sell, I don't even know how they make money in the music industry anymore,
nobody knows.
But say whatever the thing that makes you the most money that you do well, and then you get a ton of money. So now it's not like, oh, I need to make a record to make money,
right?
I get to do whatever I want to do, right? And the same could go for these guys. It's like, you've made a ton of money.
Yep.
Why are you still, it's like, look, you want to stay in shape, fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you want to fucking spar, you want to fucking hit the heavy bag and do speed bag and move around.
Planet in town, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you just want to keep it because, you like the whole, pomp and circumstance of doing all that kind of boxing training.
Push a supplement or something, that's fine.
Yeah, Jesus.
Everything,
and it always drives me crazy. I guess because I accept that I will never be, I will never oversee a $multi-100 million empire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I could
especially when you find out these people that do it are in their 20s or 30s, they're all, I missed
that boat is sailed.
Got it.
It's like I missed fucking Apple stock when it was $7 a share. Right. I missed fucking Bitcoin when
Tom Segura is younger than both of us, and you're like, okay.
I missed Bitcoin. I missed any of the big .com, all those people that had cash when the bubble burst and all those those shares were going for pennies on a dollar. They were just scooping it up. I missed that.
Missed it.
There's no going back. I'm 50 years old. I'm not inventing a fucking app that's going to revolutionize the fucking phone industry. I'm not writing code.
No.
At best, maybe I can write a good story.
You can write a good story, man.
You know what I mean? If
you can always write a good story.
I think that's the one thing that maybe I, cling to because, that may be an avenue to some kind of wealth. Yeah. And it's only to get to a point to where I could basically maintain my lifestyle now.
Yeah.
But maybe 20% better.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not looking for yachts. I mean, that's Powerball. That's fucking a one in a fucking 300 million.
Agreed.
I'm just looking for I get to get up and not go to work.
Right.
Still get a paycheck. Go visit my friends my buddy at his tire shop.
Right.
Do this podcast with John.
Hey, does he sell rims?
No, just tires.
I need a spare rim for the
Smithville Jeep. Tires on Northwest Loop 230 in Smithville. Free plug. We'll work on that part,
place, man.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude.
He seems like it.
Go see James and Tammy. They'll take care of you.
Maybe I'll order because what I'm thinking is because I need a spare for the Jeep because it doesn't have one because they don't put spares in Jeeps anymore. Or in new cars.
No, you'd probably just order the spare.
But I'm wondering if I could order
it over there,
order the wheel, and then take it over there and have him put a tire.
Yeah, exactly. You could just buy the rim, take it over there. They'll put the tire on for me.
I found like $100 rim, and that's what I want to do. Is if I could just
for what, the white one?
No, the Jeep Renegade.
Oh, the blue one.
Yeah. Because what I don't want is the rims that are on it are the high end rims. Right?
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to buy. I looked up those, but it's $400.
No, you just want a serviceable.
Rim. Just want one
something that'll work that won't
a pinch.
Kill anyone by using stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because I did look, and it was something like $380 or something for just the one rim, and I was like, I'm not spending $400 for one rim.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want, and so I found a OEM site that's got it for like $80.
You're not going to go out and buy like 5 20-inch rims so you have the spare matches.
They are 19-inch rims, so all the spares are like harder to find.
For sure.
And I was like, okay.
They don't make it any other way. Of course, anytime you try to buy anything aftermarket that's not factory, it's going to be like, oh, man, we really don't see those.
Except for the Hyundai Accent, baby. Everything.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's a 12-inch rim.
Yeah. You could go get a
bike tire,
a trailer tire, and fucking put it on that thing.
You could service 90% of that car at Tractor Supply
for what you would use it for. From going from literally A to B and back, you don't need it to be high performance.
I don't need anything.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're traveling,
and it still has a turbo.
You're not
injection
even traveling dozens of anything.
I love that it still has a turbo injection.
You're traveling hundreds of feet. You know what I mean? From work. I mean, I don't see why you need to take it anywhere.
I love that thing. It's hilarious.
So,
it cracks me up. Okay, so why was it lunch?
Oh, no, we were talking because Pope Richard.
Oh.
Because we got a little side distracted about religion, right?
Okay.
And he's
Richard,
all about the Catholic Church. You know what I mean? And I have my reservations.
Sure.
And that's fine. But he brought it up at lunch about your lighter.
The word reservation now, but
about your lighter, and the chief was trying to understand. He's like, "Why does he have a lighter? Does he smoke? Absolutely not. So why does he have it?" And I go, "I don't know. Maybe he's like fixing the kit out like an EDC. Next thing you know, he's gonna have a lighter. He's gonna have a compass. He's gonna have a tourniquet. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a fucking Mylar blanket. You know what I'm saying?"
Uh-huh.
So you're just going to be one of those guys. You're going to get like one of those, side packs.
That's what Nicole
you know
thinks.
What I mean?
Nicole's
she thinks.
She's like, why are you going to be ready go bag guy? And I'm just
like, you have a pair of drawers in there. Got an extra pair of underwear in there just in case.
Yeah, when I was practicing the other day with my actual bow, my recurve bow, she was just like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm just, just getting better again. It's been a while since I was shooting." She's just like, "Something."
Yeah, right. She thinks you
is
that your way of going? Yeah, I got a little something in the tank. Yeah, there's a little something left in there. There's something in the basement. Paulie, I gotta go down there and clean it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I tried to tell them. They go, "So what's and they were like, "So what's so great about this lighter? Is it just a Zippo?" I said, "It's a black Zippo." And they go, and I go, "Well, you got to understand, John don't do anything. I mean, obviously by his wardrobe, you've seen him wear his clothes to work. I mean, he wears white boots to work, for God's sakes.
That's it. Right.
You know what I mean? So he can't do anything just black." You know what I mean? Well, I mean, he does.
Right.
It depends on what it is. He can do black. But if it's some kind of like accessory, it can be.
Right.
Right? And it's no knock against you. I told him. I was like, look, this is just because we brought up quirks.
Right.
Right?
Man.
And and I know that I have them. I know you've had them. I point them out to you every chance I get. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, they go, "So what's so handmade about it?" I said, like, he has to have like, the whole Angel Michael with the flaming sword and a heart on it. And he goes, I still don't understand. I said, you won't. All right, you're not gonna understand. My point is circling back to the topic that we were talking about. Is like some people have. I was like, I have weirdo energy.
Right.
Right. I accept it.
Yeah.
I'm not exceptional. I'm not, there's a lot of aspects of my life where I'm not exceptional. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that, right? I focus on my strengths. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And John,
we both strongly agree on focus on your strengths.
Right.
Yes.
And so John is like, he likes quirky things. You know what I mean? And look, this is a guy that wears a blazer and a hoodie.
Right.
To work to where nobody sees you but
me.
Yeah, but you and two other people.
Two grown men in passing.
Right?
Straight grown men in passing.
Yeah.
And yet I'm still...
Look, and that in itself is a quirk.
Right.
But on the list of things you could be fucking getting up to, it doesn't really fucking register, really. Nobody's getting hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I was just like explaining. It's like, hey man, look, there's something about everybody. Anybody listening or anybody, whatever. You got that one thing that it's like I could just go buy a plate,
Right.
just a plain white plate.
Yeah.
No, I need, fucking all kind of crazy designs on it or whatever,
Yeah,
and that's just your thing, man. That's just you. Be you. Nobody's getting hurt.
I walked into an Izod store one time at the outlet mall. You ever done that? Because I
No.
did. Well, the store's color coded like in order, right? So it starts here at like yellow.
It's just a color spectrum.
And then it's the whole spectrum of colors till it gets back around the other side. But the thing is, it's an Izod store. They have one shirt. Okay? It's just one shirt.
It's just a polo.
It's just their version of a polo with that fucking alligator on it, right?
Yeah.
And it's every color. And it's like, from extra small to like 2XL or whatever.
Right.
And it goes the whole square of the store. And you're like, and I walked in and I looked and I was like, I made it about 3-4 seconds. And I was like, I'm going to be outside. Right? I can't be
too much
here.
color for you,
just,
John?
Well, it's just too much nothing, right?
Oh,
because
well,
when you think
there's no designs. It's just block
this
colors.
one
it's
shirt.
short sleeve collar.
Here it is. Here's your shirt.
Got a little split at the bottom. Look, I love a good polo.
Sure, man.
You know
I
what
like
I mean?
a good polo too.
And I can see, but look, you're not going in there because you're going to get like some kind of like groundbreaking fashion. It's like,
Right.
what would look nice with this?
And there was nothing
a
else.
fuchsia Izod polo.
Right.
Let's go to the store.
Sure.
I'm sure they have
Yeah.
it.
And
Left or right.
look, I have
White,
things like
white, the fucking neon green, color
Yeah.
spectrum.
well, I have things, right? Like I have my yellow hoodie.
Right.
And then I have like my pink Elvis hoodie. And that's like, okay, there it is, right? And then I have a red shirt. But that's my red shirt, And so if I need the thing, that's where you would go. You'd be like, hey, I need one polo in this type of color. And there you go.
Yeah.
And that's all it's for. But there were people in there. There was like a dude who was wearing fucking salmon tiny shorts. And he was there with his kids and wife as he was grabbing like 8 different ones. And I was like, hey, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey. Right?
And
he bought like 3 of the same, like the cornflower blue. I was like, yes, guys.
It could be work shirts.
Could be.
You
That's
know
all
what
I
I
had to
mean?
do was hope that this
I
was
could
the
get that.
dealer, right?
If I could fucking, if I'm nowhere near fucking 2X, but, if I ever get to there, fucking maybe I'll go traipse into the Izod store and get me,
Dude, that's right. And
I'll go to their
it'd be
blue
great for
spectrum.
work. Get the patch on it.
The blue spectrum, because that's where I live. I love the blue and black. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't.
But you also have your own personality, right?
Right.
And you have your own way about you,
Yeah.
right? And
Works.
that's what I like about you,
Right.
right? But that's what I like about anybody,
No, sure.
I like anybody that has a way about them because I can be like, oh, that's what I don't like is non-existent people. When you meet somebody that's just a blank slate, you're like, so that's it, huh? You just walk into
like
Old
music?
Navy and you're like, nope,
I'm not really
that
a
guy.
music
I
guy.
don't
Do you
do
like
music.
movies?
No.
Books?
No, I'm not a reader. Really? You
It's
listen?
like, all right, buddy, I'm trying to work with you here, but
trying
you
to
got to
find
fucking
anything.
cough up something that'll be like,
Hey,
hey,
we like sports?
comic
Nah.
books? No.
Guns, knives,
Yeah,
weapons.
whatever, man. I'm pretty well
Hey,
versed in a
pick
lot
a
of.
nerdy thing, and I will. Hey, what do you like vinyl? Let's talk, right? What?
I like reading fucking Better Homes and Gardens.
There's a plethora of weird shit
Okay.
in this room, right? Like you name. There's some antlers over there. There's a giant Edward Scissorhands. There's a Bowie picture. It's like
Your wall
Let's go.
of conversation starters.
right. That's what I'm saying. I got a room full of them too, but here's like the miniature version of it, right? Little Day of the Dead house over there. Let's talk, right? Whatever you're into, man, I can probably find a way.
And
in
understand with me,
when you got nothing.
I'm not judging what you're into, but understand how I operate. I'm going to acknowledge something quirky that you like. I'm gonna mildly bully you, and I'm not, being hurtful, but I'm gonna have a good time with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's never gonna be like, oh, it's not gonna be, horrible and coming down hard or saying, oh man, you're stupid for wearing this.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's John in purple shoes.
Right.
Hey man,
Yeah,
it's John in purple
John in
shoes.
purple shoes.
It's on brand.
It's on brand. It's not. Yeah, if it's on
With your
point, too,
aqua
it's
blue
gotta be-
headphones. I mean, it's on brand.
Dude, I went to a concert this weekend with a friend of mine, and when we got there, he was talking about the shirt, and he kept looking at it in front of me. I said, "Hey, look, man, I'll walk over there with you. Just get the shirt, right?
Yeah.
He's like, it's camp beside between these two. And I said, just talk it out, you know? And we walked over there. And he talked to the guy, and he did it. But before he did, he was like, hey, you know, you see anything? I was like, I'm not. I said, man, I have so many band shirts. I said, I'm not really in the market for a black band T-shirt. I said, but I am hat guy.
I got 1,000 of them already.
And he was like, yeah, you are a hat guy, right? I said, yeah. I said, so I usually like to check out the hats, right? And then the hat was there, and I saw it, and I just held off for a while. And then when we got up there with him, well,
didn't want to seem too needy.
In this situation, right? All of a sudden, I realized they didn't have a merch person, but the band member, right, was the one handling all the merch.
Right.
And then he was talking about, yeah, man, we're staying up at this place tonight. We're just trying to get enough to cover that so we can get to Corpus tomorrow. And I was like,
been there.
Hey, guess what? I'm about to buy the hat, right? And so my buddy then is starting to, he's like, oh, how much? And the guy goes, I mean, could you do 25? Well, they were like 45.
Yeah.
But he goes, could you do? And my guy goes, hey, man, it's $30. How about that? And he was like, all right, cool, man. And I was like, hey, how much are the hats? And the guy goes, 20? And I was like, yeah, done. I'll take a hat, right? I'm taking a hat because I've been there 7 million times. But also, it's all the right thing. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you got a hat. I like your band. I know why you're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like I've had other people, oh, what are you, a hat guy? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm a hat guy.
So why you're easy to fucking shop for.
Right? I like skulls. I like hats, knives. These is easy.
That's
right?
That's why Daddy nailed it for your Christmas present.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's how you do it, though, right? Like, one mutual friend of ours had said, he was like, sometimes it's a little too boring when the person's too easy. Right? And I'm like, that's true, right? Because I'm too easy. It's like, hey, what is that? Skull?
But you're also,
you can tell the difference.
I can tell the difference.
You know the difference of, like, this isn't just easy. You know how to actually do a thing to where you're like,
okay, I know he likes this thing.
I know he's from this place. I know
you know what I mean? I'm putting all the connections together. You know what I mean?
That's why yours was a little different, because you weren't just like, oh, here's A and B. You were like, hold on, how can I make this?
It's like, hey, I found this old fucking Kansas City Chief hat in my closet. Mm-hmm. I thought you like hats. Mm-hmm. Maybe you like this one. You know, that's being easy.
Yep.
Being, you know, kind of.
So Chiefs and reservation. Let's just I'm keeping tabs on the amount of native slang and slurs you're going to throw at me.
No. I just thought of red.
So here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like digging yourself into a hole that somebody never lets you out of.
Oh, man, that was an episode of Seinfeld one time. He was dating a Native American chick, and he said, oh, what are you, some kind of person who gives somebody something and takes it back? And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know. I don't. And she's like an Indian giver? He's like, never heard the term. I'm not familiar.
Oh, I don't think I like that term. Where did you hear that term from? It's like, hey, man, fucking take 5, dude. You don't need to, it don't have to be that serious. Yeah. Hey, we talked about it the other day. I saw War Machine.
Oh, yeah. I need to see it yet? I haven't watched it yet. No.
Sorry.
I did watch The Wrecking Crew again, but.
See, I haven't. I think I'm off this weekend. I think I'm going to watch it with my brother.
You know what I did watch?
What?
Because I had to, right? After listening to her talk for 3 hours, it only made sense to watch a movie. I watched Priyanka's pirate movie.
Yeah, how was that?
Have you watched that thing yet?
No, is it good?
Ooh, it's cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I need you to elaborate a little bit.
It's really violent.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, we're
you
talking.
Just had to, I've been, look.
It's almost Myanmar Rambo violent. Like, it's violent. And the whole time you're like, this, but it doesn't start out violent, right? It's like,
no, because I've seen the trailer, right? Like when I'm watching shit on Prime, it's like it always throws it up, right? First it was your boys Batista and Momoa,
yeah, son,
right? Which I started watching. I'm doing my yearly rewatch of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Right, but
I'm on House of Dragon season 2 right now, so.
But I'm not watching every episode.
Okay.
I'm not watching like 1 through 10.
Yeah.
But I'm watching like the Reigns of Castamere, the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
You know Hard Home. Man, that's such a fucking great episode. And I'm only doing that because I don't want to like fucking piss myself off because I always get amped up about season 8, right?
Okay.
And so I'm like, instead of rewatching this and scrutinizing everything, I'm just gonna watch the episodes that that were kind of like really
Pivotal.
Yeah, pivotal episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll watch
I have a funny story about that.
I'll watch like the season premiere. I'll watch like a mid-season episode, and then I'll watch the finale. Right? So I'm not 10 hours of television or more on each season and just burning a day away. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And so I'm like on I was like at the last of season 5, and I've said it on the Lost podcast that will surface someday and they'll go on the internet. But 6, 7, and 8,
right?
They kind of run out of source material, right? And they're kind of just writing based on what they've already made, right? You know what I mean? And 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 are okay, and then 8 they have its merits, right? Yeah. But I'm not just going to focus on that. I'm just going to watch like the Battle of Winterfell and all the episodes. I'm going to cherry pick the good episodes, and I'm not going to shit on all the ones that were kind of useless. And, you could have just given us fucking 6 or 4 episodes and it would have been a good finale. Yes. I still have trouble. I don't even have trouble with Bran being, spoiler alert, I don't have trouble with Bran being the king at the end. Because, on the, like I said, I watched the first episode, season 1.
What year was that? What year was the last season?
Oh, 2015, 14, maybe earlier. Oh, I gotta Google it.
16, I don't know. I'm thinking something in there. But
well, in 2, they made us fucking wait 22 months before we got a fucking new episode or the last season of it. And so.
Spoiler alert, he comes back 3 days later after being crucified. So, hey, man, you can't
I watched that episode. I watched the episode where, the Battle of Blackwater was one of my favorite episodes, where, and so I started thinking about the characters and, like, Tyrion and Jon Snow and Daenerys, and, I'm still upset that Cersei and Jaime didn't get, like, a proper death. A death worthy of the shenanigans that they had done through the entire series.
Yeah.
But, like, the Battle of Blackwater, or I don't think it's called that. I think it's just called Blackwater.
Yeah.
Where fucking Tyrion just fucking sends a boat with fucking dragon fire across it or whatever they call it and just fucking blows up an entire fleet. You know what I mean? It's just... I'm rewatching it, but I'm only cherry picking episodes that were great. And so I'm not trying to, like, fucking raise my blood pressure.
No, it makes sense. So,
yeah, first season was 2011.
What was the last
There were 8 seasons, so probably 2018, 2019.
I was thinking 2018, but I could be wrong.
So we're 8 years removed.
You spoiler alert, you're an idiot. But
yeah, if you need one at this point.
So, the both sides. I watched that night one.
The Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
The second episode and the knight's sword, his 10-inch swinging sword.
Jesus. What do we need from that? We did not need to know that this guy just walks out with like
weirdest scene I've ever.
That dude was a literally a tripod. You know what I mean?
The projectile shit was gross.
Yeah, I think they were trying to like establish like a lore,
right? And they did.
And I guess the shitting could go to the hard living that he was doing because he was kind of like living rough out.
He ate salt meat.
Yeah,
they sure did tell you that a lot, huh?
Yeah, and let's face it, you eat enough that much salt meat, you're gonna have the fucking
they wanted to
volatile
make sure
shits.
You knew that hey, if you eat salty meat, you're poor.
Your diet sucks if you're fucking
real
poor.
Weird.
You know what I mean?
I've never seen a show like specifically target one food group for 8 episodes straight, but they did.
Yeah, it was like you're fucking living on the road.
I enjoyed it. It was a very different vibe. It was humorous. It was they didn't do any of the stuff that any of the other Game of Thrones shows do.
You mean the explicit nudity at every turn?
Sure wasn't there. One thing I've noticed though, because I'm halfway through season 2 of House of Dragons. Right?
Well, there's only 2.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but there's a third one coming, so I'm trying to finish season 2.
Yeah,
right. But the things I've noticed are little, right? Like okay, man, I'll get you. Lots. I love the excessive dragons. I love that.
Oh yeah.
You got this show on for 8 seasons before, and they were like, "Here's a dragon every now and then," right?
Sure.
Wouldn't even you'd make it a half a season, be like, "Hey, is there a dragon in the show?" It's all well, sooner or later.
Yeah.
It's over there,
Oh yeah.
right? It's like
They're flying around, but they're here.
whereas this one's like, "Hey, here's a dragon war." So I like that. Little things I don't like though, and this just goes back to my superficiality, but like I did notice, outside of 2 people, it's a lot less. They didn't go for the hottest people in the world, whereas HBO's Game of Thrones was like, hey, let's get all the hot people all the time. This one's like, hey, let's get some, 6s.
Yeah.
And these 2 are 9s, and here's 1 9 and 1 10. And you're like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
And here's a handsome dude. And then like, here's that Doctor Who guy that's weird looking, right? And you're like, hey man, why don't you pull me out of the scene more, right?
Yeah.
Because the second he shows up, you're not like, oh, that's a Game of Thrones actor. You're like, hey, why is Doctor Who here,
Yeah.
right? And then every time he talks, you're like, hey, weird face. What are you doing?
And then the only other problem that I have with House of Dragons is that they build you up for this, this big, crescendo.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, next season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, because even the IT guy that we work with, who's like
Yeah.
all into the fucking medieval shit.
Yes.
He was kind of like, yeah, man, I had people over. We had a watch party. We thought it was fixing to go down. And then just like, nope.
No. You know what else is annoying, though? And this is the little thing I learned. This is why Game of Thrones is so great. And I'm admitting this now, but as like, it's not something we talk about often. You and I never really bring this up. But like,
because I get aggravated. Not anymore, though. I've
the
changed
dialogue
to a new man.
And the writing is so sharp.
Oh, yeah.
On Game of Thrones, where when you're watching House of Dragons, there's no fun guy, there's no Tyrion, and there's nobody to hate in the real hateful way, because you're kind of like, hey, you're just kind of a jerk, and you're just kind of cool. That's it. Nobody is actually super cool, and nobody's actually super evil. Instead, it's like, hey, you kind of suck. And you're like,
when there was clearly established in Game of Thrones that there was like, these people suck.
Dude. And
these people are rad. You know?
And also, hey, man, stop making me work so hard to try to figure out who's who, because you keep changing the fucking actors, right? I know you think it's funny, right? It's like, oh, look, they're growing up. It's like, yeah, well, this is the 3rd person to play that person. I don't know who this is. I'm just supposed to assume.
That's another thing that people didn't understand about House of the Dragons, that there were going to be significant time jumps
man.
in between episodes. So it's like, oh, episode here, and then... it's like, why is that guy different? And he's like, oh, it's 5 years in the future. You know what I mean?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was the little kid from last episode.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
And now he's a full-ass grown man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And you're calling him the same thing, and they're like, oh, here he is. You see him? And it's all, nah, I didn't realize that. Hey, thanks for putting an eye patch on this other guy, though, because I wouldn't have fucking known it was him. But he showed up with an eye patch, so I'm like, oh, I guess you're him. Got it. Cool. Thanks.
Well, see, that's why a lot of people have to watch like the little 20-minute behind the scenes on HBO Max afterwards, because you'd be like, oh,
thanks.
So when you go and rewatch it, now you're on board. Versus if you've never seen it for the first time, and you're like, I don't understand what's going on. Well, yeah, nobody does really until you watch the behind the scenes afterwards.
Right. Yeah, there's less nudity and more dragons, so that's cool. But, I mean, hopefully more nudity by season 3 or something, because this is getting a little out of hand.
Man, I don't know.
It's a little dry.
Because they didn't have hardly any.
To go watch Spartacus.
Any in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to make us go. I didn't get enough titties with, Night of the Seven Kingdoms or House of Dragons, so I need to fucking go watch Spartacus to bump up my titty numbers. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, so back to War Machine.
Yes, War Machine.
It's got Jack Reacher, Alan Richardson. Yeah. It was a fine movie.
Okay.
And like I told you the other day.
I didn't know they let him out of Amazon. Like, I thought he was contracted with Amazon.
Well, I think they're about to they're about to premiere like the season 4 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I love him as the new Jack Reacher. Look, I love the Tom Cruise movie. Well, the first one for sure.
First one for sure.
Second
one's
one,
fine, but it's not great.
Yeah, right. It did
And the
knock
first
my
one was
soul.
great. I get that he's the wrong guy for it, but as a movie goes, it's almost like
as far as like the literary character,
it's almost like some movie that was like could be a good movie, but they just tried to shoehorn in a different character from a different verse, and then they were like, "Hey, there's Spider-Man, but he's not here." It was kind of like that. It's where you could have just called it a different thing if you didn't want it to be Reach or if he wasn't going to be tall.
Again, you know, it's the Madam Web effect.
We're going to bring Madam Web up every chance we get, by the way.
Because I will never like that movie.
But one day, you know what I mean? One day they're gonna herald the Sony verse. It's gonna be Craven, Morbius, and Madam Web.
I'm surprised they're not
Venom 1 through 3.
I'm surprised they're not trying to sell that trilogy, those 3 movies on like on a one DVD, you know what I mean, or one Blu-ray.
I don't know who would buy that.
Or no, you would. Or, you know, how they do it now where you can buy movies, you know, you can buy the 3-pack now where, you know, where you get, because I think my sister, she got like the Deadpool, Deadpool 2, Deadpool Wolverine, and you could just buy all 3 at once. You know what I mean? And that's fine. If you've never seen any of those movies, you know what I mean? That works. But yeah, but I'm surprised they don't have Crave or Morbius or Madam Web, Morbius, and fucking, you know, Craven on like, hey, the Sony's fucking shitstorm fucking DVD of the shittiest movies that you can buy.
The Shiterian collection?
Yeah, exactly. It's not the Criterion, it's the fucking Shiterion collection. You know, the Razzies collection. You know what I'm saying?
Morbius is a good movie.
Negative.
So,
it had potential. Both of them, all 3 of them had potential, but somewhere along the line, they made some bad decisions, and they all turned out horribly.
Russell Crowe alone is good in Craven. He's the only good thing in it.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, Craven's abs.
Well, Russell Crowe got fucking Christian Bale.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure. He got Christian Bale. We all know what that means.
They showed a clip of like somebody going, hey, Christian, you were so good in Thor: Love and Thunder, and he just dies laughing. And it's just like, it wasn't the movie that I thought I was acting in because that guy fucking full sins, full bail.
For sure.
And, you know, and then the rest of the movie is fucking jokes and fucking goats. You know what I mean?
Jokes and goats.
And that ruined it so much so that they fucking move away from Taika, who's a great director.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? But I think he just went a little too far.
Yeah, you went too far. Well, you can do that.
He got all that fucking Disney money and had that big budget, and then he was like, well, hey, how would we do this crazy shit?
Todd Phillips, a great director. He made 2 great comedies, and then he made an amazing dark personal character study called The Joker. And then Todd Phillips went and made Folie à Deux or whatever.
Yeah. Who?
Hey, buddy.
Nobody asked for that.
No.
And it showed because nobody showed up.
Nobody showed up. They were like, oh, I guess nobody did ask for that.
This is not the movie. I want fucking Batman to show up at some point because it's a Joker movie. You know what I mean?
It's like Todd McFarlane's been trying to push the Spawn movie for 30 years, and he keeps not making it, but at the same time, he keeps going, yeah, I want Spawn to be in the shadows, and it's going to be a detective story. And it's all, nobody wants that.
Yeah,
everybody wants the.
We're about to see how that works with this fucking Green Lantern show, where it's like,
he's got a brown suit hanging in the closet.
Yeah, I finally watched that trailer where he puts the suit on, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? I understand you don't want to go full Reynolds Green Lantern, but you got to go some.
I mean, Snyder made a cool green suit. This guy put a Green Lantern in a white suit in his Superman parody movie.
Yeah.
And then and now he's got a brown lantern that's not wearing the suit. Yeah, it's what are you doing?
Yeah, it's all over the place. There's no cohesion, and I think that's always been DC's problem with Warner Brothers' problem with the way they handled DC was there's no consistency, right? They had a little bit with Snyder when he was doing, you know, where he did Man of Steel and then Aquaman and you know, Justice League and Batman versus Superman. I mean, all that stuff had some cohesion, but man, these later movies, this Gunverse, is lacking.
Sense. Yeah,
very much, a lot.
I know.
So yeah, just one more time.
You go. Well, I just gotta approve some shit. But yeah, you go.
Warner Brothers, or not Warner Brothers, Netflix has War Machine. It's got Jack Reacher in it. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of action.
Yes.
but I think it's almost to the point. I like it. I hate it when they put so much going on in a movie, so much stuff happening to people.
Yes.
That nobody just dies just based on what they just went through.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can't be in a metal armored personnel carrier and get thrown around like a rag doll and just hop out and everything's okay.
Right.
No, you're gonna have serious injuries. I don't care how fucking young you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
Other than that, it was a fine movie. In my opinion, maybe a little much.
Okay.
A little overdone.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fine. You know what I mean? I didn't it wasn't the greatest Netflix movie. You know, it's kind of like how Russo brothers with these extraction movies.
Yeah. Well, they made The Bluff, just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I like it. I really did like it.
Oh, you're talking about the Priya show?
Yeah. Priyanka
Oh, that was
Chopra.
Russo?
It's a Russo.
Russo's?
Yeah. Wasn't originally, I guess. Evidently, it was supposed to be a Zoe Saldana Netflix movie, and then Zoe dipped, and then Netflix dipped, and then Amazon went, okay, cool, we'll get Russo.
Given what Prime did with fucking Ring of Power.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm telling you, this was fun. This was a fun movie. The action was real. They did things the smart way. But there's a few people that show up that make it even...
Don't tell me a fucking Jonas Brothers shows up.
No. Carl Urban, who is... I'm a giant Carl Urban fan.
We're hearing.
Okay. There is no Carl Urban role that I mean, I love him. If Carl Urban's in the movie, I'm going to watch it, right? He's in that Pitch Black sequel, right?
Yes.
Loved him.
Loved it.
And obviously, he's great as Bones, right? He's just the perfect guy for it. And every time he shows up in something, Dredd, he was better than every other person that's played Dredd. It was
better than Stallone.
Better than Stallone. And then he was also in what some people call the greatest movie ever made ever. But
what's that?
It's called The Pathfinder. It's the greatest movie ever made ever. But anyway,
Jesus.
I'm sorry. Did you need a caveat there? Is there a problem with the greatest movie ever made ever?
No.
Have you ever seen
I've
Pathfinder?
seen it.
How many times?
Once.
More than 100?
No.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying it's not
catch up.
It's not a terrible movie, but I don't know if I'd go greatest movie of all time.
Well, yeah. Maybe you can't. Could you not relate? Maybe because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my people. It's the story and the plight of, you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
It's
I'll give you that one.
Apocalypto with a white guy.
Yeah. Caveat. Apocalypto. Melly Mel.
Yeah.
Fucking kicked ass.
Anyway, so Carl Urban shows up, but here's why I'm bringing this up. The fighting's great. The pirate stuff is really cool. It takes some really good angles, takes some really good lore. So I hope there's some sort of sequel. But
okay,
Tamora shows up.
Jesus. You know what? I need to stop. We need to stop hating on Boba. Because
I love it, but he says you can say no.
He spent so long, he had he shows up in Attack of the Clones, you know what I mean? And it's fine. You know, we get it as part of the story. And then he just kind of disappears. And then he comes back later as, the Favreau-verse and Filoni-verse are trying to bring him back. And I'm like, okay. But now, hey, look, you can't, the guy's been out of work for a minute unless, Momoa calls and then he's there.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? And, and that's fine. It's Momoa is the Islander fucking fucking Happy Gilmore. You know what I mean? I get it. And he's like, hey, I know a bunch of dudes that you could play my biker gang. And
that's all this is.
Hey, look, everybody's getting a check. It's all good.
My boy Nigel said it. He was like, hey, man, I get it. Because who else? Wouldn't you want your boys hanging out with you? And I'm like, you're right. Right? If I was making something, I'd be like, no, it's called Poly Up. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that I'd be like, no, we
don't know who's perfect for this role. I got a guy that can fucking do a take.
So I get Sandler's mentality because he's like, it's my production company. I might as well do it with my crew.
Yeah, I'm going to hire all my friends.
We'll make each one play the character that I know that they can play. Right?
Yeah.
And so, but it is.
He probably writes those movies with those guys already in mind. It's not like, so who's we going to get to play the lovable chubby guy? I don't know. We got him. His name is Kevin James.
Kevin James. He's right here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's not
hey,
doing
do we have an arrogant little mouthy guy? Yeah, we got a spade
we
right
got
here.
a spade.
He's
We
right
need
here.
a comical black dude. Fucking,
Here
we
he
got
is.
the most comical black dude.
The most comical black dude, right? Here he is.
Chris Rock.
Yeah. He's got it down to a science. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't hate on that. I used to.
Right. Once you understand it.
Yeah, once you get to like, hey man, this is just a dude who's successful, who Netflix is giving him all the money to make whatever he wants.
Right.
Or whether it's Prime with Momoa. And he's just like, hey, I'm going to bring my buddy Dave. I'm going to bring Tamura. I'm going to bring everybody that you've seen in any other show that I've ever been in.
Yeah. Right. That's what it is.
And these
It's
guys
like
get a fucking day rate. You know what I'm saying?
It just there were actors that this happened in the 80s and this happened, you'd see it in the 90s, and you'd be like, now sometimes it's like the leading man comeback, right? Like Travolta's all over the planet through the 70s and 80s, and then he dips, and then Pulp Fiction happens, and then Travolta just has this surge of Broken Arrow, Phenom, and Michael, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, this, right? And then he fades again, but it's like, all right, that's a cool thing. You
then
know?
he comes back with Russia from Love.
Right, that was awesome. So you
agree
see
to disagree, but okay,
that's fine. All right, come on, he brought in the bald and beard thing. That think you can thank him.
No,
nobody was doing that before him.
No, I was.
Nah.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think you brought it after From Russia.
Negative.
You saw that and were like, man, I can do that.
Not even a little bit. I was already there,
folks. You heard it first.
Yeah.
No. But there's other actors that do it in this background way to where you're like, dude, what is this guy? Just going to be the villain in every movie or something like that?
Right.
And so that's how I feel now with Tamor. It's like, oh, hey, we're on, I guess.
We need an ethnically ambiguous guy.
That's all it is, dude.
Call Boba. Anybody got Boba's number? We need Fest's number.
Name. Yeah, but we don't even know what. It's like, hey, what are you, New Zealand? Sure. What are you, native? Yeah, whatever. You Hawaiian? Yeah, hey, man, I'm whatever you need to be.
You can do. Right? I can do it all.
Whatever you need is, hey, it's like Seagal, right? He can do it all.
No, he can't. He can't anything remarkable since like fucking Under Siege.
He can wear Buddha beads while wearing a native fringe jacket. Okay.
Yeah, but those are also the movies where the first 5 minutes are like 12 Chinese financiers.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
It's
because over there in the Asian market, fucking Seagal is king. Dude, you know what I mean?
I like it because he can speak with a Cajun accent. Okay.
I've been a reserve deputy in the New Orleans Parish for the last 15 years. You may not have known that from me.
It's tough because
nobody cared.
As somebody who also can't decide who and what he is, right? Like I look up to Seagal for it, but then I'm also like, hey, this is preposterous.
There's there's way more other actors that you could look up to as far as like being versatile.
Why are we
than fucking Steven Seagal?
Pick something, man, right? You can't be. You don't get to be all at once, right? Like, nah, man.
Well, Steven, we know this role calls for a, Mexican American. Hey, I could be Mexican, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right? It's like, hey, man, why are you wearing
I'm a Mexican
fringe?
kid that had a Japanese neighbor that taught me Aikido, you know what I mean?
That's it every time, dude. I understand that, though. I relate to that.
Is that? Because you're Mexican, Native American living with Filipinos. Of course you know Eskrima. You know what I mean? Because y'all were just practicing on the daily. You had the sticks down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Try and hit me. Yeah, man. So I relate,
Sure.
I went as
if you say so.
I went as Seagal for Halloween one time when I had my ponytail because I bought a fringe jacket from a thrift store.
A funny parody.
It's perfect.
It's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you know that you're doing it as a parody and that you're doing it for the absurdity.
Because I did the whole thing. I wore like my native bone necklace, and then like I had the beads on, and it was like, hey man, what are you doing?
The fringe jacket, and you're in Alaska, making sure the native people don't get pushed over by the oil companies.
Hey, somebody's got to stop them, man. Or they're dumping, right? They're dumping toxic waste down below where things are on fire.
Down below.
Dude, fire down below. That's a great song he sang.
I mean, if there's anything that I wish for at this point is I really want, like I've said it before, Steven needs to get on the Ozy, start taking them injections, get on the TRT, get on the juice or whatever they're giving Momoa and Chris Evans and all these guys that are just getting
Kamal New Jumanji.
Yeah, that motherfucker is just getting ripped.
Skinny, frail
He's not
little
doing
comedian.
that. He's not doing that on a Indian vegetarian diet.
No,
you know
dude.
what I mean? He's getting the juice.
That's not curry.
Yeah. No, you know what I'm saying?
No.
And I want to see him come back, and I want to see him. I want somebody if I had the money, if I had just $30 million laying around, I'd be like, look, Steve, I want this to be if you never do any other movie.
Right, we're doing
I thought we got that with Glimmer Man, with him and Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Glimmer Man. I was going to bring that up a minute ago.
Well, it's only because all you ever saw was a glimmer. You see how fat that dude is? I would be the shadow man. Like, dude, I couldn't come around a corner before you would know that I was like fucking 10 feet away.
I just loved that, like, after that, like the second he realized he could just say the name of the movie, he started saying the name of every movie. And it didn't matter. He was like, man, they got a fire down below. And you're like, wow, dude, I didn't know you talked like that. And all of a sudden,
at least in the Avengers, they made you wait.
Oh, for
like
sure.
Endgame before you heard Cap say, Avengers Assemble.
100%, dude.
You know, because they almost gave it to you a couple times, and then they like, nope, and then they finally give it to you. Dude.
He fucking halfway, it could be opening scene, halfway through. He'll say it twice, but when he was sitting there talking to Keenan Ivory Wayans, and he's like, what are you, some sort of Buddhist priest? And he's like going through, he's like, I'm the Glimmer Man. I'm like, how did we do this? How did you manage? That's not even a word you could sneak in.
Because they don't have any script supervisors.
Hard to Kill, you could sneak that in being a cop. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever. You can sneak in these other words and phrases. You can't sneak in,
every title of every movie you're in.
It's like, what's that? Hey, man. I thought you was in jail. Nah, I was half past dead. It's like, I see what you did there.
Hey, man, I thought that was going to work. It kind of worked for a little bit with him and DMX. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that went fucking sideways. But go watch these movies.
Go watch some movies. The Bluff's good.
Go comment on The Bluff. I'm going to watch that tonight.
It's fun, man. It's a fun
I'm
movie.
looking for something to watch.
Priyanka Chonka, she's good.
I'm glad it's you butchering these names. I just let you have it because I have no business trying to butcher any of these, names of these people.
Well, hey man, try saying my.
I'm just gonna look like a fat racist white dude to be like, oh, whatchamacallit? Oh, Kunal Nalamayar. I can't say that. They'll roast me alive.
When your last name ends in 2 consonants and nobody can spell or say your name, you can get away with all sorts of shit.
Do you think?
Right? Yeah.
I'm not taking that chance.
Right. You don't have to, but I will, right? Because when people see my name,
that's all your lane. That's all your lane, bro.
Or when they hear
away with it.
That's the best part. When they hear John Deshaun and then I walk in the door, they're like, well, that's not what I was expecting.
John DeWho?
They're like, that's not anything like I was expecting to walk through that door.
If they're look, if it was like a blind audition and they're like John Deshaun and you're like, say what now? Who's this kid?
Come in like, woohoo!
Yeah.
Too much energy.
Hey, I'm a DJ. And you're like, what?
The fuck is
none of this makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm a, ethnically ambiguous DJ from fucking Houston who live with Filipinos. You know what I mean?
I'll speak both languages. ¿Cómo está po? Sí, Janito. And then they're like, wait, what's going on? Contigo toda la noche.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get real
can't do
confusing.
none of that.
It happens. We in?
Yeah, I think we're going to bring this one to an end. It's a little bit of a short one, but I wanted to get the 10th. We'll bring you some more fireworks whenever we get around to when we get into the 2s.
Yeah.
Or maybe 50. We hit our 50th episode. Hopefully by then we work out some kind of structure. But until then, thanks everybody for tuning in and listening to our podcast.
You take care of each other, folks.
We'll see you next time.